Mohbad's father has decided to finally release that information that you are about to hear. That information that you have been yearning to know. I've always known that Mohbad's father had something that he needed to put out there. He has been granted the opportunity to be a guest on one of the largest platforms. I'm talking of a TV station that is known to grill politicians. I'm talking about a platform not like the other, where some couple of women, one of them covered her head, I don't know, maybe her brain, and some other ladies there who appear to be like, I don't really get it. They were talking, and people who are intelligent could gather from their conversation that these women are not sensible at all. Some of them somehow are kind of close to Wunmi's character and way of life, possibly. But that is not what I want to talk about. What I'm going to talk about here is what Mohbad's father said. When I say bombshell, this is what it is. This is explosive. This will blow your mind. I want you guys to pay attention to what Mohbad's father said live in some couple of hours. This is not something that happened 24 hours ago. I'm talking about something that is hot, like it is called bombshell. When you push a man to the wall, what else do you expect him to do? He will be fighting back. He will be fighting back. On Obelegushi, the disclaimer that he issued and his present petition asking the police to pick up people, you'll be hearing a lot. In fact, you will get to know the details of the DNA. Yes, you'll be getting to know all of this. You'll be getting to know about the autopsy, toxicology, and many other mysteries surrounding it. And Mr. Aloba is not the only one. He's not the only one on this one. This justice for Mobad, I have always known it will come to this point. We should be applauding ourselves for standing firm for justice for Mobad. Justice for Mobad is not something that we will just chicken out of. No, not at all. Because it could be anybody tomorrow. One thing about evil, bad people, is that once they are able to succeed without consequences, what they do is to create a cult, create a movement out of it. They make it a norm. They make it a practice, a way of life. They make it a culture. And before you know it, you have association of this and that, association of women who are afraid of DNA. All of a sudden, anyone that RIP, there will be no need for autopsy or toxicology because your life is not important. In fact, your existence is inconsequential. Justice for Mobad. Let us get right into it. Before proceed, like and share, tap on the subscribe button.
First, Mr. Aloba, we commiserate with you on the loss of your son. Our condolences. We have followed the story, and it's good to have you on this program. Now, before we talk about the issue with Obelegushi, let's start with the main issue. I mean, you've been in the media, you've been everywhere, you've been interviewed. The death of your son, you've been accused of burying him too hastily, you've been accused of exhuming the body for autopsy. The coroner has said, well, they cannot trace anything. There's also the issue between you and your son's wife, issues about DNA, you know, whether the son is legitimately an Aloba or not. I mean, all of that crisis, and people expressing concern about you even going to fight over your son's property, wearing his clothes, and all of that. Okay, you are here with us. You have an opportunity to address some of these issues. And after you, Mr. Olure, we would like to hear your perspective. As in law, they will call you amicus curiae, a friend of the court. So you give us your amicus curiae, you know, witness position in this matter. Mr. Aloba, we start with you.
Good morning, viewers. My name is Joseph Aloba. the father to the late Mobad. On the 12th of September, the mother to the late Mobad called me. It was around 4 o'clock. And when I just heard that call, I was surprised. Say my son is at the hospital, that they need me attention there. Now we now decided we should go together. I was at the bus stop, he just left me. So when I reached where the boat is, we go together. On our way going, there's a lot of calls coming into her call. I've been hearing conversation that now it's at the hospital, that we should move down to Oshapa, London, which is the bus stop linked to the hospital. On getting there, we make a call again, and they said we should go back home, that the boy is responsible to the treatment, that we no need of coming. I was shocked, and I collected the phone from her. I was talking, say, Daddy, you are there, and let everything be, I should be going back home. And I see a lot of the way you are calling the mother since. So I decided to go and see his house. But that very day, there's a lot of go-slow on the road. So we didn't reach there in time. It was around 9:30 to 10 that I could be there. And I met a lot of people gathering together. I was shocked. But I decided to go and to enter, because we normally meet at one point near to his room. So that is where I first go. But on getting there, I meet a soak blood. So with blood, it's a white, but this thing was still all over. I saw that. From there was a guy working with him. They call him last time. He's the one that come and tell him that, Daddy, come here, come and see where the body is. When I come in and I met the body, it was already embalmed. I don't know what to do. I was shocked. My first question is to his wife, what happened? How come? Because whatever they have issue, they normally call me. But since all these things happen, no response, nobody called me. And he said, Daddy, it was nurse that gave injection. He even said I should take the body to my native town. I should go and do some ritual, something there. I said, well, I'm a pastor. And I said, okay, let us call ambulance. Let's take the cop to the police station, which we go together that night. On getting there, they delay us for complete 3 hours. I was there discussing, and they give me a paper. I said they should write on my behalf. I dictate to them, this is my son, this is what happened. And after that, somebody just came from unknown office, and he said they should not grant me the invitation. They should not give me any paper, police report. And I say, why? This is what I've been waiting for over 3 hours. And he asked me a question that, when this event happened, where did I go? Where did you report? Which is the nearest station did you report to? I tried to explain myself that I'm a stranger on that side. I didn't know anywhere, and I wasn't there.
Mr. Aloba, sorry
Yes,
to interrupt you.
Yes, sir.
If you can just deal with the specific issues.
Okay.
Why did you bury him early? The autopsy report, when are you going to bury him again properly? What is the issue with Wunmi, his wife? Why are you worried about DNA? Why do you have issues wearing his clothes and with his mother and all of that? You have to be very specific.
Okay.
We are very limited.
Yes,
time.
yeah. Okay, I want you to be just give me those questions one by one, because everything I've polluted. So where do I start from? Okay. The reason of burying him earlier is, in Yoruba land, that's the first one. But my intention is to keep the body at this mob. But there's no document. The police did not give me any police report. At the same time, I wasn't know that the doctor report, the doctor statement to give the body to the mob was with wife. and they did not present it to me. So when I reached Mob, they now said, they asked me that 2 questions, that where is the police report, where is the doctor report? I was unable to present any. So there's nothing for me to do that night. Okay, we have to call another ambulance, because the first one was, the arrangement given to him is that exactly that mortuary. So they arranged for another one. I can't be staying with the body, according to Yoruba land. I can't be seen, that's it, continuously. I have to instruct the PA that you take care of this thing. I'm going home for the arrangement. So that what happened about that.
What of DNA?
The DNA.
What of your quarrel with the wife?
Yeah, the DNA issue.
And quarrel over property.
So thank God for the corona. A lot of things have been hidden. I didn't know anything. But when we now begin narrate a story at the corona, that's where I hear from the wife of the deceased said the placenta wasn't given to me, says it's then I'll be quarrel with her. And they had not put mind on all those kind of something. But from there, I now detect that there is something behind that.
Who didn't give the placenta to her?
With what I saw it, I didn't know. I mean, they give to the right owner.
So have they done a proper DNA matching for the father and the child?
No. There's nothing like that.
What's happening between you and the king? Why are you defaming him?
See, I did not. Because when my son was alive, we have a conversation with each other, which is mentioned that someone at so place have been threatening him continuously, whenever he wanted to have show. So when the night told me that, and I said, okay, if you don't have outside, you're supposed to have in. You come back to Ikorodu. Let us make an arrangement to meet Ikorodu king, so that maybe they can call the other side into order. Then I even report to there's somebody we call chief near our community there. I narrate the whole story. And I said we should be expecting the boy to come so that we can go together. That is the arrangement. But the day the boy came, he was having another thing entirely. He share rice, share money. So on getting to my house, a lot of crowd was following him. So we can't meet to meet the king.
So is that the case? Was that the case with the king? You want to come in here, please? I think you should come in.
Let's hear from Mr.
Yeah. The whole case looks somehow shady. Let me start on the petitioner. Well, what brought about the petition? Because Baba is not the first person that will be petitioned. We still have like 2 or 3 of people clamoring for justice who are still in correctional center now. There is a petition that is flying around in which it was established, even with video evidences, that this boy was bullied. Because when a case like this happens, you have to investigate everywhere. The house, what happened to him 24 hours before, 48 hours before, even 6 months before, which could have an effect to taking away his life. So there was a petition that the boy wrote to Alagbonzo. Now, he mentioned certain names. And anyone that wants to speak concerning the petition will read out those names mentioned. So in mentioning that name, I think that is the name where...
Which name? Be specific.
Well, if I'm to be specific, because there is freedom of speech, but freedom after speech may not be guaranteed.
No,
Sam Larry was there. We have Obele. We have their names. And in that petition written by Mobad, he said these people keep bullying me, beating me around. And whenever they beat him, they say it's at the instant of Obelegushi. That it's...
Obelegushi has already issued a statement saying that Sam Larry is not a member of his family. He has no association with him. So how is that still an issue now?
We only call for the police to do proper investigation on this.
No, so when you say the bullying resulted around the death, the empirical facts on what caused the death is in the autopsy report you submitted.
Well,
I've read that autopsy report in full.
Okay.
there was no trauma or assault to the body as cause of death in the autopsy report. In fact, I think they further went to do a toxicological report in America. Well, what they saw was the presence of an antihistamine and a couple of other, things that they are used on him. So it wasn't a body blow, it wasn't a trauma blow and everything. Based on the same autopsy report that you people brought forward, I don't know the outcomes of the toxicology reports.
Well,
maybe all of that is still
the toxicology, the autopsy that was initially done, nothing could be could be nailed to death to. Then they carry out an autopsy, which we were told was done in America. Even before now, let me say this. At the end of the toxicology, the pathologist that came to the last inquest made a statement that cause of death could not be ascertained.
Yeah.
So having said that, even before then, we have been a bit doubtful of what the result could be because of certain circumstances that we could highlight.
What are those circumstances?
Fine. The exhumation...
And do you suspect foul play in all of this?
Well, the public suspect it. And
do you suspect foul play? Father of Mobad, do you...
I wasn't pleased with the results.
Okay.
Also, there's a lot of delay concerning that because...
Well, hold on. The exhumation was done on the 23rd of September. On the 21st of September. And samples were said to be taken by the report that we have. Samples were taken on the 23rd. And toxicology normally takes 8 to 10 weeks because we have contacted various laboratories and we were made to understand that when toxicology, the duration of toxicology test in this particular case could take like 8 to 10 weeks. So, but we never heard anything after that September. The government, the police, the medical center of Lagos, they kept mute. We didn't hear anything. Not until when this man took it upon himself that, well, I need a voice. He had to go to Abuja. There is a human rights radio TV station, Berekete, radio station. So he went there, he narrated and sought for an assistance that please save me. They killed my boy and Lagos State government.
Who are the they?
Yeah.
Who are the they?
You know, when the death is not natural,
Anybody
that's where we can say that because...
So you suspect foul play in Mobad?
Yeah, it's not natural. I saw him 3 days to the death. He was eating. He was playing at the second day. He have a show at Ikorodu here. So even when I entered his room, I saw a cloth soaked with blood.
So,
okay. Mr. Aloba.
Yes, sir.
Look, in a case of homicide where you suspect foul play, you have the right as a concerned party to go to court. Have you taken any step to sue specific persons to court, to accuse them of complicity in the murder of your son? That's number one. Number two, you have still not responded to the question I raised about DNA and your issue with the wife of your son. So are you still going to pursue that? Where are we with that? And then number three, you have not responded to the question I asked because you were talking about Yoruba tradition. Yoruba tradition.
Yeah.
People are worried about your attitude as a Yoruba father. I don't know where you are going to start from. Okay. They said you were wearing your son's clothes.
No, let me answer that
They
one.
said you were trying to also release music, a song. You two all suddenly became a singer with a promoter saying that you are a musician too. So these three major issues, DNA, your attitude as a Yoruba father, and then whether you have taken any steps to sue the people you are accusing of homicide.
Yeah, I did not have any bad mind with anyone. Let me start with the clothes. When my son was alive, we normally buy clothes. When you buy clothes, you buy it mine. Since when he died, I never enter his house for anything. There's nothing like wearing his son clothes. That one is out of it. There's nothing like that. So concerning the DNA aspect, a lot of things have revealed to me that make me doubt the plans. Now, one of his friend, closer friend, said the fight they fight on that day they go to show, the complaint my son was complaining is the paternity of that boy, that he was doubting that boy. Another thing is this: when we started something on Corona, she mentioned that simply because the placenta was not given to me, and those are the angles that make me say, okay, that means the placenta, the
placenta will go to the father of the child.
Yes,
it's not to the grandfather.
You know, in Ireland there's nowhere to bury the placenta. He called me on phone, said that he delivered a baby and the placenta is with him. And I said, okay, we are. The street is not just like 3 bus stop. I'm expecting you to bring the placenta. It was few minutes. And I call him. Where is the placenta? Like you say, the placenta I've been given to my mother. That is the mother.
No, the person who buries the placenta is the owner of the child.
Yeah, that is it.
So in-laws don't bury placenta. They will give the placenta to the father of the child.
I'm trying to say the placenta was not given to him.
So who took the placenta away?
That's the question.
Okay. So
he has not finished.
Okay.
He has not finished. So this placenta issue, the other one about you also singing and
that singing aspect. I'm a musician, but many doesn't know. I taught him how to sing, Mobad, because I'm a carpenter. At the same time, I'm a musician. We normally sing whenever we are doing our carpentry work.
Are you suing anybody? Have you sued anybody?
No, nobody. So by singing after he's dead, that is the only way I can express my feelings.
Okay, so you've always been a musician before.
Yes.
So a lot of people are saying, why was it after his death that you wanted to capitalize on the fame after his death? Why didn't you? I mean, it will have been good for you, the father and son, Mobad and Mobad's father, to release a collaboration before he died.
Yes, we have something like that.
Oh, you have it recorded already?
We have something like that, but in his own way, he just said, Daddy, let me remove your voice. There was a song that you render. Say, I will exalt you, Lord. I compose it.
So you and Mobad had signed the song together?
Yes.
Secondly, let me get down to brass tacks as regards this DNA matter.
Okay.
Have you guys been able to be successful in doing a DNA test? What will it take to do that DNA test? Do you have DNA swabs of Mohbad? It's already passed now, to be able to also get the swabs of the child and juxtapose both of them?
The government has really done us a kind of, has given us that opportunity, which could lapse anytime. The body is still under corona, and body under corona, at least nobody could have access to.
So when are you guys going to be able to take Liam's swab and continue with the DNA?
The thing is this. To have access to the court, we need a court order. So an application has been made to the court since February. No sitting, not assigned to any judge. It has just been there.
What's the substance of the application?
The substance of the application is carrying out a DNA.
You are still insisting on the DNA?
Yes.
Yeah, but is someone who may agree to the DNA?
He's not agreeing. That's why she even made a request that she needed a court order.
But DNA cannot be determined by placenta. That's Yoruba tradition.
No. It's a different thing. The thing is this. What gave Baba the suspicion that, okay, there is a friend of Mobad that they went to the show together. When he was giving his narrative at the inquest, he said, while they were coming on the way, that Mobad said, I only slept with you once and you came back to tell me you were pregnant.
Biologically, if you sleep with a woman once, she can get pregnant.
But some statement could be implicating.
No, that one is not implicating. You sleep with a woman once, she can get pregnant.
I understand you. There is a fact from there. Now, another one is this. When he told the father, no, but the man has never had any thought on the placenta. She came to the coroner court and said, since I refused Baba the placenta, that's when she started eating.
Let's remove the placenta matter. That's cultural implication.
Okay.
So you want to get a court order to be able to get to do a DNA, right? That's what you want. Those are your requests. Secondly, what about his property as we speak?
The property is for now I did not have any access to it.
What about the talk that you are fighting her because of his property?
Oh, so that's capital no. Well, I didn't have it. That's not.
So you've never made any move
at all.
So why you're keen on this DNA? Is it because of the property or because you want to know the truth?
It's because I want to know the truth.
Not because of the property.
No.
In a case where whatever happens in the DNA, would you still ensure that Wunmi is taking care of as Mobad's wife while he was alive?
In that case, they did not have any. What do you call it? Their marriage was just.
Were they legally married?
No.
There was no legally binding marriage.
It was a traditional marriage.
It was a traditional marriage.
Yes.
Which was
a customary marriage. It's just as valid as any other form of marriage.
No matter the form of marriage is, no matter the marriage, whatever happens, the DNA, why is existing, it's just because of motive.
Okay, so you want your DNA, number one, and you still feel that the circumstances around his death is shrouding a lot of misery. So you want to go to court as regards that?
Yes.
And private.
If I even demand for the private,
demanding and applied for private autopsy.
So you want a private autopsy. So 3 requests. Thank you so much. I think we got to the
but the official autopsy already says, given the time.
I'm not satisfied.
Looking at the circumstances, because we've even verified from the lab in US, NMS, Pennsylvania, they said they never received any sample of such name.
Okay, so it's still a developing story.
A developing story that
But as a father, are you not worried that the spirit of your son has not been properly laid to rest?
Yeah, I'll be worried. And what's exactly that delaying me now? I want the facts to know the cause of the death and to know the patterns of the boy that's left.
So if this matter goes on for the next 1 year, it doesn't matter to you?
Yeah, for me, because this, my son, before he died, there's a lot of things that I review. He said, if I was killed by you, the audio is out. If you pie me,
Welcome back.
you cannot pie the whole of the family. So I'm standing
on this
for him
one,
to get the
go back and
justice.
forth on this one. I want first of all appreciate the host of this Arise News. I want to appreciate them. I'm talking about Ruben Abati and also Oseni. Yes, both of them have been wonderful. Mobad's father, from what I have seen so far, he is so much in this justice for Mobad, and he has upgraded. He has a better understanding of what and what, but there are still some lapses here and there. There are certain things that they need to fine-tune whenever they want to say these things out there. For example, words like Mobad said, it is only once I had something to do with you. The lawyer said this, maybe verbatim, maybe the exact word of either Prime Boy or Spending or whoever it is. I think this is not supposed to be said that way. What they should be thinking of, or what they should be requesting to know, is the time frame. That friend should have said, or they should have requested for that friend to say it on record, even though it's just, it's just hearsay. Oh, he said, they said that Mobad had said on June of this month was the last time we saw and we met man to woman. You see, how then can you come after 6 months telling me that you are 1 month pregnant? That time frame is important. I'm saying that it's only once we had something and now you say you are pregnant. It does not hold water. It does not make sense. So these are the things that they need to deal with. I understand the pressure. I understand the need to get DNA done. I understand all of that. But they need to polish some of these things. Mobad's father's lawyer, or the man that came with him, I know he has certain things written on the book in front of him, maybe a jotter or something. And he definitely knows where the direction of the conversation is going to go. because the host will not move out of the normal or the well-known discussion that has been existing at the beginning until present of this justice for Mobad. Now, about Obelegushi's involvement in all of this is only attached, like it has been clarified, to that petition. And Obelegushi had consulted his legal representative, and they had instructed him or advised him to issue a disclaimer with the letterhead of his monarchy or of his palace or whatever. So he did all of that, saying, we have no business, we have no this. That's a disclaimer. We have no business. So whatever it is that Sam Larry did, he did it out of his own, not by the order of Obelegushi. That's what it states. That does not mean that it is true or not. But evidence is needed. You just don't assume. In fact, when you know that something happened and you saw that something happened, are you aware that your knowledge of it or that you saw does not mean that you can nail that person if further evidences could not be presented? So about the Obelegushi, it's a little bit kind of not clear. The only person that can say is Sam Larry. Yes, Obelegushi sent us because that's where the part of interrogation. I don't think Sam Larry will rope Obelegushi into this, or even, let us say, betray Obelegushi. Let us assume that Obelegushi has sent him to do what he did. We don't know the mindset of Obelegushi, but I'm kind of thinking that Obelegushi, with his fame, connection, money, I don't think Wunmi will prefer Mobad to Obelegushi. But then, hold on a second. Mobad and Obelegushi might not be in the same, but maybe people insinuated that they said maybe she had requested for some things and Obelegushi was not able to meet it. And she's like, okay, this is the only boy. I'm going to keep this child and that's it. I'm also thinking that did Wunmi keep this silent, quiet from Obelegushi about pregnancy and the baby? That's what I need to know. Like, if Obelegushi is really involved in this, did Wunmi keep it quiet? Like, I have a boy for this man. Let me ask him some things indirectly. If he refuses to accept and agree, I will not say anything. I will just keep this child and present it to Mobad. You know, something like that. And maybe the Oba finally got to find out or something, time frame, some people thought about it and they said, Oba, that girl, she's pregnant and she has a boy. Are you sure this child is not yours? And maybe Oba will be like, who is the boy that is there? There's one boy like that, one small boy. Beat him first, keep beating him first before we find out if this child is ours. But that would be a dumb act if Obelegushi went through that route. That would be a dumb act because the easiest for Obelegushi to do. Why am I saying this? The way and manner the naming ceremony was conducted. According to Mobad's father, they didn't conduct the naming ceremony as open as it should be. It was totally cut off. And when they did the naming ceremony, they said they had to look for a place in an hotel, like they got a small place in an hotel, like a room or something. I don't really I don't really understand that part of it. And they claim that that's how the naming ceremony was done. Now, Mobad, I will not lie to you. May his soul rest in perfect peace. If he's not under a charm, if he's not under a spell, Mobad created majority of the problems that his father is going through and that he himself is going through. His spirit is restless. He created majority of it in his lifetime. There are certain things that happened in his lifetime that should not have happened. Mobad had the help of his father and his mom. Yes, I'll tell you what I'm trying to say here. He had the help. His mom had suggested, look, can we go visit a Fuji musician called K1, the ultimate Kwam1, Wasiu Ayinde? Let's go and cry to him so that this bullying will come to an end. Mobad refused. He said, my friends will mock me. They will say I'm a weakling. 1. 2. Mohbad's father said, okay, with this petition and what happened to you, your music video destroyed, these guys are not going to stop. Once bullies begin, they don't stop. They don't stop. They don't just forget and say, okay, let's leave the guy. They continuously oppress you. Come over to me. Let us meet with the king in my region. In my town, sorry. Come over to Ikorodu. Let us meet with my king. My king will then call the king of where you live and the king that those guys claim sent them. Mobad agreed he was going to come. When he came, it was for something else. Mobad came for something else. Can you imagine? Mobad came for something else. He just came over and started sharing food. He came for sadaka, came for charity. Started sharing food. Who instructed Mobad to share food rather than him doing the needful? Fighting to protect his own life. What kind of life is this? A lot of people will ask, what kind of life did Mobad live? His father struggled. Mobad made the effort of his parents to be unproductive. Are we blaming the dead? Is he here to answer? Well, we are not. We are just trying to learn lessons. Mobad blocked the opportunity of meeting with the king in Ikorodu to speak to the other king, so that the other king will instruct these guys and say, if you guys crazy? And maybe the king will have the opportunity to read or see the petition and act upon it. Did Mobad take action? No. He came for something else. His father was shocked. Now, prior to this, his father wanted to help him on the land that they claim was transferred from Wunmi's elder sister, domiciled in the US, Karimo Onikpomo, Karimo, the dirty wig girl, saying that she's a nurse. Huh? They are done business. She said she bought the land, but she didn't like it. It was not where she wanted. They transferred it to Mobad. They didn't give him papers. Mobad didn't tell his father anything. That, Dad, I bought this land. I want you to be aware of it. What happened to Mobad? Under his spell? Or he started acting disorderly when he realized that some little change came into his pocket? What happened to Mobad? What happened to Mobad? Now, his father asked him, I heard you are buying cars now. I know little change is coming to your pocket, little money. Don't be the kind of person that will buy big automobile. See, nothing lasts forever. It's good that you get landed properties and say, Dad, I have a land now. I have lands. How many? I have 2, 3. I have lands. I have, oh, really? And you didn't tell me. What kind of son is this? His father reprimanded him. As far as, so where's the document of the land? It's with the mother. They have not given me. They said it's on the name of, they have not given you. They said, how long have you bought? It's been, wow. Like, seriously, are you stupid? I have to take action on this. His father took action. On the day that they were to sit and discuss on this so-called land, after Wunmi's mom called all the spiritualists that she knows to come and sit on that day, in the hope that they are going to scare Mohbad's father. Well, you know what happened? Mobad messed his father up. Mobad said, no, daddy, it's not so. That's not what it is. Mobad started saying opposite of what he told his father. His father was embarrassed. But what can you do to your son? I'm telling you what his own father said. These are not made up stories. So the father couldn't do anything about it. He kept quiet about it. And Mobad came to him after the meeting and said, Dad, sorry for what happened. Because his father had said, but Mobad, what you told me is different from what what eventually happened. What kind of son are you? He said, Father, I'm sorry that I did what I did. Actually, I did it because I was afraid. Afraid of what? Afraid of who? You said you paid for land. I did not give birth to a chicken. What do you mean by you are afraid? Afraid of what? And the funniest of it is this. If you are afraid of a lady and her family. Why are you still with them? I'm afraid of a family. I am with their daughter. Will that fear ever go away? Will the threat that I'm afraid of ever go away? What exactly is wrong with Mobad? Question for you that is alive to answer for yourself. Mobad is no more here, but are you learning one or two things? When you know that you are afraid of this family, these people are bad. Talking about bad, do you guys recall the audio recording where Mobad said, you guys have been doing it a lot. This is the last you and your family, Wunmi, will ever do. So it means that Mobad is aware of the atrocities of this family. Why did you choose to be with your daughter? Can't you just cut that daughter off? Now, let us go back a little bit. Before this, Prime Boy had told us that they had sought for spiritual insight into their lives. Himself and Mobad, many years back. When they got to where they were to be spoken to, the spiritualist had told Mobad, and of course Prime Boy, but I want to talk about Mobad now. Do away with the ladies. In fact, do away with ladies at this period of time. Do away with the ladies that you guys are with. At that time, Mobad was already dating Wunmi. Wunmi will leave her home. Of course, she's homeless. Come to Prime Boy's house. Stay there for days. Her mom and dad will not ask, where are you? Mobad was told, cut off from this girl, or your prime will be cut short. Your life will be cut short before your prime. Stay away, cut away. Did Mobad listen? No. Mobad didn't care. He didn't listen. Now, what are the excuses? She's still a virgin, according to Prime Boy. She's still a virgin. So you want to be the one to disvirgin her. All right, quickly do your disvirgining thing and move on. After disvirgining, Mobad said, no, the disvirgin is not yet through. I need to finish the disvirgining. Mobad went on to disflower and disflowered until they plucked his own flower. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the steps Mobad took? Can you imagine the steps Mobad took? Everything he did was counterproductive to his life, to his existence, to his destiny, to everything. So sad. Are you learning from this? Yes, we are all emotional about the demise of Mobad. We believe that Mobad should not be taken out, deleted. We all believe this. But few things that we have gathered so far shows that Mobad had facilitated his eventual demise. Is it a curse? I don't know. Was it something he just didn't bother about? Lackadaisical attitude by himself? I don't know. But what I know is what I've told you. What are you doing about yourself? What are you doing about yourself? Are you also part of those that are still, anyhow, that enemy that you have been told several times that you need to be careful? And these ones, they are going to RIP you, they are going to buy you, they are going to erase you. This person, do not eat in the house of this individual. Don't leave your drink. This person, that person. Those warnings that you've been told, do you care about it? Guard your life, because you cannot be smarter than that person that is watching, waiting for that day that you will fall prey and they will capture you. Now look at it. The injury on Mobad's hand, they said it's not enough to RIP him. The autopsy toxicology report shows that there is no blow that ended him. So we have to erase bullying out of the picture. Eventually, they said the nurse or whoever that administered certain things, was it enough to RIP Mobad? Not clear. Did whoever that is supposed to carry the sample and do what they need to do, did they do it when it was supposed to be done? Or are we going to rely or listen or stick with what Brekete told us? Brekete told us that they want Mohbad's body to decay beyond before they carry out anything. So that when they carry it out, there will be no answer that will make sense. And that's exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. You hear what the lawyer said, like, wait, if we have to look at the time frame, it doesn't match up. It does not make sense. How can you guys come and say, hey, you didn't find this because that was not found here? You didn't see this because that was not seen here? Like, it doesn't make sense. And where have you seen, apart from if there is a lot of work, if there is a lot of workload, where have you seen toxicology or autopsy that took, or that would take 6 months? To, what are they checking? And after they finish checking, they say they didn't see nothing. What nonsense is that? It doesn't make sense. At the end of the day, this is justice for Mobad. It has become very difficult. Why? Because a lot of things worked against Mobad. Mobad worked against himself too. He worked against himself. If he had cut himself away from Wunmi, long time, he would not end up the way he did. He wouldn't end up the way he did. He listened to Zlatan not to finish his contract. The same Zlatan is the one going back to the Malian, from what we heard. Going back to the Malians, telling them all that Mobad. And we also heard that he also is part of those, or the person that gave Sam Larry the info of the location of Mobad to come and bully him. It's like he hits here and he hits there. That's what he does. That's what he does. He comes around you, gather information, goes to your enemy, gives them the information. That's how they claim he roll. We saw the latest display. So what do you guys think of this one? Have you learned anything so far? Drop your comment, like, and share. See you in the next update.